Hello everybody, this is Tom Pritchard, Director of Safety Worldwide Logistics. Folks, guess what? Wintertime's coming. And what we want to speak to you about right now is some wintertime information that you need. Okay? First of all, this video will include a short video that will instruct you on the proper way to mount your snow chains on your vehicle. I do want to caution you that you do need to make sure that your tractor chain or your tire size on your tractor and the chains match, because sometimes you're going to find that you will have a set of chains for your tires on your tractor, but your trailer tires will be of a different size. So you need to make sure that you have your tractor chains and your trailer chains. You're also going to see a 7-minute video. This was sent to us by the state of Wyoming, and it does a pretty good job of showing us some pretty harsh winter conditions. I'm sure that many of you know full well the winter conditions that you run across going across the Rocky Mountains and in other areas of the country. And believe it or not, here in North Carolina we end up with some pretty stiff snowstorms from time to time ourselves. Anyway, we've got this on this video for you, and we hope that you enjoy and that you are able to glean the information that will help you become a safer driver. We also want to speak to you about a wintertime emergency kit. I strongly encourage each of you to prepare in your truck an emergency kit, because as you're going to see in the video from Wyoming, roadways are shut down, and unfortunately you may not be at a truck stop or at a restaurant or anywhere where you can be warm and have plenty of things to eat. Okay, so these are the things that I recommend that you take with you in your truck. Your emergency kit should consist of the following things: a flashlight, flares, a first aid kit, several blankets or quilts, or even a heavy-duty sleeping bag, a wintertime sleeping bag, a snow shovel, packaged food items. Now that can be anything that you choose it to be. Anything from ready-to-eat meals to vein of sausages or whatever you want to be in there. Okay, whatever you can deal with, that's what we're talking about here. But it needs to be something that has a shelf life to it, and something that you make sure before you leave on every trip that you have that in your truck. Potable water. You need at least 2 gallons of potable or drinkable water. You can do several things with that, obviously. You can drink it, and you can use it to maintain your personal hygiene, especially if you're cooped up in a truck on the side of the road somewhere. I would suggest that you buy yourself a bag of kitty litter, or even a bag of sand. This would help you to gain traction if you find yourself somewhere stuck, maybe coming out of a truck stop or at a rest area or at one of your customers. Put it under your wheels, and that's going to help you gain traction to get you out of there. Also, talking about severe conditions now, and thinking about your personal survival. And I'm not overstating this at all. Your personal survival, guys, if the temperatures plunge way down below zero, could be that your truck stops running. So I hope you'll take this to heart. You've all seen these very broad base candles, They're about 4 or 5 inches high, and they'll have a base of about 4 inches. Okay? Buy you 2 or 3 of those candles and put them in a plastic bag or a paper bag and with your emergency kit. Also, either have waterproof matches or several like Bic lighters in your truck as well, in your emergency kit. Now the reason I want you to keep the candles, it'll do 2 things. If your truck stops running, believe it or not, you light that candle, it's not going to be warm and toasty in your truck, but it will keep the truck, as long as you keep the doors and windows rolled up, it will keep your truck warm enough that you won't freeze to death. And obviously it will provide light, in the low lighting conditions or at night. I also want you to buy yourself a ball of heavy duty kite string. Every year we hear of several people that die in blizzards in the western states because they got out of their car and they will freeze to death within 15 or 20 feet of the car, and they can't find the car. If you get out of your truck, do this. Tie one end of this heavy duty kite cord. A nylon would be better than a cotton cord. But tie one end of it to you and tie the other end of it to the truck. Okay? And then if nothing else, kind of like dropping breadcrumbs, but you could follow that string back to the truck, and believe it or not, it could save your life. Also, strongly encourage all of you to put in your truck and keep it in there year round, because weather conditions are changing all the time. But a winter coat, a hat, and the hat I'm talking about, you need a hat that is not a summertime hat. It's got a full cover. It's not that thick or a wide meshing that lets the heat of your body out. Get a hat, a pair of gloves. Actually, it would be good if you had a couple of pair. And if nothing else, you've seen these heavy-duty muleskin or work gloves. Believe it or not, that will help as well to keep your hands, protect you from the cold. You're going to need that. When you are packing for your trip, packing your clothing, be sure that you're taking clothing that can be worn in layers. The air that is trapped in between the layers of your skin and your clothing is actually what keeps you warm. So wear your clothes or pack your clothes so that you can layer them to help keep you warm. You should have at least two different types, or not types, but two different pairs of shoes, and I recommend boots and not cowboy boots. Boot or a shoe or heavy duty shoe with tractor type grips on the bottom of the soles. And rotate those shoes. If you get one pair wet, quickly get your feet out of the wet shoes and back into the dry ones, and then allow the other ones to dry. You could actually put newspapers down in the wet shoes to help draw the moisture out of that footwear. Okay, and a couple other just small things. When you're getting ready to go on a trip and you know for a fact that you are heading into snow country, the Rocky Mountains, Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, even California, Oregon, Washington State, where it snows and where it really gets piled up deep. Monitor the weather. Look very, 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 very closely at the weather, and monitor your radio in your truck. Don't do anything foolish. If you happen to be running in a team operation, I have always said this, and I'm not going to back off of it for anybody. If it is too bad, in your opinion, to go, stop. And team drivers, if your partner calls it and says it's too bad to go, that doesn't mean that you hop under the wheel and take off. There are two lives in that truck, and we have to protect both of them. And what we do want you to do, of course, is contact your dispatcher, your terminal manager, and let them know that of the severe weather conditions and that you've had to stop. But please, let's do the smart thing. We can replace a truck, we can reschedule freight, but I cannot, no one can, nobody can replace you. You're the most valuable asset our company has. Nobody can replace you. So let's keep safety on the mind all the time. Remember, wintertime's coming, and it doesn't have to be a bad time. If you're prepared for it, you can actually enjoy it. You might want to take you along a good camera too, because you can get some pretty good pictures out there. So guys, please, enjoy the videos. The chain installation, I'm sure that some of you, especially some of our southern guys, it's going to be very helpful for you. And even for you old hands that put on the chains all the time, it's kind of like a refresher course. Okay? God bless you. We appreciate everything that you're doing. You are the strength of our company, and we have a strong company because of you. Please drive safely. Thank you very much. Goodbye.